One of the most memorable verses of the Quran is a celebration of human diversity. Through the Quran, Muslims believe God addresses the human species, and in the connection with this particular celebration of diversity, the Almighty says the following: O humankind, we have created you from a single pair of male and female, and made you into nations and tribes, that you may know each other positively. Verily, the most honored among you in the sight of God is the most virtuous among you. The idea is for human beings to seek to know each other across national, tribal, clan lines. What about religious divide? The softer side of Abrahamic religion is explicit on that also. The Quran emphatically says that coercion and confession do not go together. The Quran says there is no compulsion in religion of the religious experience. We created you, nations and tribes, that you may know one another. But as the population of the human race grew and grew, it seemed unlikely that people would get to know each other as God planned. That's when history set in motion a process of human amalgamation. The number of individuals continued to grow in the world, that is the population of the human race, but over time, the number of tribes and clans and nations decreased. Through conquest, spread of languages, expansion of religions, empire buildings, human clans amalgamated into larger entities, and smaller societies were submerged. I think this particular panel was summoned partly to express anxiety. Has this process gone too far? We have created you, nations and tribes, that you may know each other. So these changing social and economic boundaries are they slowly leading towards a process which is too homogeneous. Today, the population of the United States is descended from 1,000 tribes and many dozens of nations. Within its borders, the United States has begun to facilitate God's imperative of diversity. But the United States has been an asylum for people, not a refuge for cultures. The United States has indeed been an asylum for people, but a graveyard of cultures. Americanization has been another name for homogenization. Within the United States, we are fulfilling internally some aspects of God's ideal of creative diversity, but abroad, we are destroying major areas of communication. In this regard, we need to distinguish between cultures in which the paramount political value is liberty from cultures in which the paramount political value is dignity. Such cultural differences need not lead to a clash of civilizations, but they can so lead if either liberty is collectively denied to those who glorify it, or dignity is collectively denied to those who worship it. Cultures of liberty are currently in conflict with cultures of dignity. We should remember that we put a stop to this particular clash, partly by implementing the imperative of we have made you into nations and tribes that you may know each other.